Okay, so then he gets on the phone and it just felt like really sketchy. Like I felt like I wish I could figure out what he's saying, and we were trying to use the Google Translate, and I just felt like something bad was gonna happen.
Shortly after that, he got off the phone and we're driving next to a cab and he rolls his window down. This is on the expressway, everyone's doing like 60. And he's like waving the cab driver over, and he's like, they're both like got their windows down, they're talking to each other through the window on the expressway, yelling at each other, and we're like, we don't know what's going on, we can't understand them, didn't feel right, we're going the wrong way. Like, he was just on the phone, sounded like he was yelling about something, we're on edge, like the whole thing just felt weird, man. Then he pulls over to the side of the road on the expressway.
And the taxi pulls over in front of him off on the side of the freeway. I was almost sweating. I was so nervous. I just knew something bad is happening right now, and I don't know what it is, and so I can't really like be in control of the situation because I just felt like I didn't know what the heck was going on. And our driver exits the vehicle. Look, my initial instinct is like, do something. I don't know what to do. I see his cell phone sitting on the passenger side, the passenger seat. So I just grabbed his cell phone, thinking at least I have something of his. If he's trying to pull something fast and this is his means of communicating with someone to try to plan something or rob us, I have his phone, so he can't do that. And if someone's trying to, whatever. And then...
So when you notice something weird's happening, I was like, I think he's trying to put us in this cab. We've only been in this car for maybe 10 minutes. The trip was like a 45-minute drive, so I'm like, I think he's trying to put us in. He's got the money. He's trying to put us in this cab and keep the money and circle back to the airport, do the same thing to the next foreign people. So. And
then the cab driver from that point would charge us to get to our Airbnb from that point, and we basically have to pay it all over again.
So I'm getting hot. I'm like, didn't feel like playing. You could tell the jukes was on. And
the what?
The jukes?
What's that?
You know what the jukes is?
No.
It's like a robbery.
Oh, I never heard that word.
He's trying to scam us, trying to rob us. So I'm yelling at him. Like as he's kind of pulling over, I'm like pretty much up against the side of his head, yelling at him. Wait, so he hops out and he's going to the trunk and he's grabbing our bags. Like we're still sitting in the car. This is on the side of the expressway. He's grabbing our bags and he's getting ready to take them and put them in the cab. So I was like, no. So I hopped out.
You grab your knife though, right?
At this point I had it.
Yeah.
It was either in my boot or it was in my pocket or something like that, but I had it. Feeling like I was ready to use it if I had to. But that's scary.
When we parked and he went around to the back, before he started taking our bags out, he was like, there was a small delay. So I didn't know what he was doing back there before he started grabbing our bags. And I'm like looking back and I don't know what's happening. It was before he had opened the trunk open. So he was just standing behind the car and I didn't know what he was doing. I just remember thinking, if he's planning to do something and we have to fight back and you have a knife and something, let's just say something crazy goes down, I'm like thinking of like these shows like Locked Up Abroad and like, and not being in a place where the government is going to be on your side and like, we're now in Chinese custody. And I just like envision this whole thing. Like, whereas if this was in the US, this would clearly be like self-defense, but not knowing like the laws in another country, and I just like envision us going through all this craziness and like possibly being locked up. Another thing that's really like key, I pulled up Google Translate on my phone and looked up how to say the word police in Mandarin. And then I got on my phone with no self-service and pretended as if I was on the phone with the police and I'm just yelling the word police in Mandarin. I remember him turning and looking at me, and he must have thought that I really was on the phone with the police.
Yeah.
The cab driver is probably used to people kind of going along with it, like putting up somewhat of a fight, but then just like, what are you gonna do? get out of the car and just like now he has their money, now he scammed them. But like we were putting up a fight, Gio was like in his face, he's yelling, I'm on the phone, seemingly, you know, talking to the police. I grabbed his phone, I took his phone, and like I think he was just like it was too much for him to, and there's two of us.
Yeah, between all that, he just got back in. Like I said, he waved off the cab driver and he got back on the right route because, I mean, I still had the GPS going, so we're going the right way at this point. You know, I'm looking, you know, now we're only 20 minutes away and we're like feeling okay. We're still kind of like, it's kind of quiet. He's not really on the phone. He's not saying anything. We're really tense still. And I'm kind of like, still like, you know, making little jabs like, you know, call him stupid. I don't know. And she's still mentioning the police, and all of a sudden he stops again on the side of the expressway. He stops again.
I remember saying, here we go again.
You're not even thinking about the camera. You're just like, we got to stay safe.
Yeah.
We got to get to where we're trying to get to, and we got to protect ourselves.
He grabbed a CD that was in his center console in the vehicle, and then he exited the vehicle and went around to the back.
And so he got back in and we're driving. We're like, yo, what was that? Like, you know, what did we say? You know, take us where we're going. Like, you know, this and that or whatever. So we're driving and eventually we wind up at our destination.
Yeah. And we get around to the back of the car. And before we pull up the trunk, I can see what he had done was I pretended to be reading off the license plate number to the police on the phone. Of course, I'm not on the phone with the police. So he had taken that CD, let's just say this is the CD, and he had put it in the slot of his license plate, and it covered most of the letters in his license plate, just to maybe like the last number was exposed, but he probably just thought like, I need something. It doesn't matter what it is, I just need something to cover my license plate so the cops can't pull me over, they won't know. And so that's what he did when he pulled over the second time, was he covered up his license plate.
It's crazy, man. And it's really like, it takes all the hindsight. Like, yo, what if I exploded? Like, what if he said something? What if he like touched one of us and I snapped or something like that? I'm black, I'm not Chinese. He's down for the count. Now I'm arrested. Maybe I killed him. You know, anything could have happened.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he was really on like super garbage and like he was, I don't know, they have guns. What if he was on something like that? He was gonna sell us to somebody, you know, you never know.
You just never know. And I know it maybe sounds far-fetched, but it's like not. Like these things actually do happen. You just almost have to plan for the worst and hope for the best. And that was a really scary time for me. And then I thought like, okay, we're here safe at our Airbnb, but now he knows where we're staying. So I felt like that wasn't very safe. And I just kind of like, part of me worried about him maybe coming back or, you know.
It's one of those things where it changed our trip. It changed how we went about how we got from place to place using a cab service. You don't give them your entire address. You don't give them the apartment number. You give them the place next door. You give them the 7-Eleven that's on the corner.
I will say, you know, when you look back at a situation like that, it's like, okay, what good came of something bad? What did you learn from it? What's the takeaway? For me, personally, looking at that experience, it was almost like a weird blessing in disguise because, like he said, we were so careful after that and we were so mindful. And no matter what, no matter how tired you are, no matter how hungry or irritated you are, like, don't ignore the red flags. If you have like a gut feeling about something, like it's probably right. This could have potentially saved us from a much scarier experience because now we're just like fully aware.
Let's start over.
Okay. Let's just, should we hit the button?
Yeah. That's our story.
And we're sticking with it.
Hey, we're going to Beijing, China again in a couple of months.
We are.
And I can't wait to see these white polos, man. I can't wait.